The finals just got a brand new patch 3.5. We also finally got a brand new store update as well as a new community event. We have some additional things to talk about, including the Microsoft situation, as well as some cool other notable mentions. We got a ton to talk about. What's up, world? It's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the final. Okay, so as always, we'll jump into patch notes 3.5. We'll get into those opening statements first up with the Discord. Now this again was from Oscar, who went on to say here it's time to release update 3.5 for all platforms. They've finally resolved the issue with the Xbox publishing tool, and they can now go ahead and roll out the update for all platforms. In this update, they're bringing the full store with some skins, and you might also call it the sneak peek of yesterday from the couple bug fixes. That's where they kind of leaked some of the skins from the store update as well as that community event skin. Of course, moving on to that, they are kicking off the first community event for Season 3, and they're challenging everyone to eliminate 1.9 million contestants using the weapons and gadgets introduced in Season 3. Obviously, so join in the race to fill that meter up. Everyone that participates will receive the Dyson capacitor skin for the dual blades. I'll also include a link down below to this leaderboard so you can check it out. Although as of right now, it seems like the leaderboard link isn't currently working. Not sure what's going on with that, but I will include the link to it down below. Hopefully this is either fixed or they give us a new link, and when they do, maybe I'll put a pinned comment or change the one in the description to the right one. But yeah, as of right now, it seems like the leaderboard is causing some issues there. They obviously again want to mention on for the Xbox players, they resolved that issue. They thank you for your patience there, and the interruption in the update schedule was not planned for. They're gifting all the Xbox players the skill issue set. This was a pretty limited set. It was actually a little bit difficult to get through Discord. There were some campaigns there back and forth. Some people couldn't even get the outfit. It wasn't counting correctly. You also weren't able to get this on the console platform. You had to play this or do this through the PC, and you couldn't use GeForce Now. You had to use the Steam client. So that's a decently big deal for Xbox players. I do hope they give you guys some like XP or some challenge stuff that you guys can work on. Although I know you're still able to play the game overall, but yeah, there would be some nice additional stuff there. We also did get the notion of the new Pro Circuit going live, so that is available. Speaking of those challenges, we can do those now. That does cover it for Oscar's end of the statements. Jumping over, we do have the website opening statement, and mostly an opening statement here. So of course we do have the new community event, as well as the Protocol core set and the Mech Arrow set. So they essentially have added a Gundam to the finals. Again, I did cover the leak a little bit last week of that data mine there, but now we can see that skin here on full display. Now they did go on here to say that certain fixes and server changes intended for this update have been postponed to prioritize making sure all contestants get up to speed, so you can expect more changes to come in the near future. So for this patch, we don't have a ton of stuff here, but they did ensure all platforms are on the same build to re-enable crossplay and content updates for Xbox. The performance end of things is this week they have fixed a few bugs causing players to be stuck in an infinite loading screen, and they also fixed a bug that caused players to be unable to properly cancel ranked matches. And that is it for the bug fixes and content updates, as well as the patch itself. So there isn't too much this one. They just want to get everybody up to speed, as well as that brand new store update and the community event. Now there is some things with the Xbox situation. I did go over this a little bit, but they did mention that it was the Xbox publishing tool that was causing this issue. That was over here with Oscar's Discord statement. They did say that they were working tirelessly with Microsoft, and you can see that here that they eventually got that pushed out. We don't really know why that is. I kind of went over some speculative stuff that it might have been the certification stuff that they might have failed. Seems like that's the case overall, with the publishing tool giving some issues and restricting their account. Again, not entirely sure what they mean by the restrictive account, but they weren't able to publish properly. Hopefully that's fixed for future stuff and they won't have any more issues with the Xbox platform. Now this might be coincidental, but there's always issues with No Man's Sky. Apparently, as of today, there was actually an issue with Xbox players receiving the 5.0 update. That was, again, for No Man's Sky. So it might be some issues with the Xbox platform being delayed, although I heard that Xbox always has issue with No Man's Sky. Again, I don't know what that is there. Hopefully there's some issue or some stuff fixed with that. If it's Microsoft ends of things, or it happens every time with Microsoft, then maybe that's just with No Man's Sky. But it could also be their QA process with things, and maybe they prioritize other games first. Again, not really sure there. It seems like maybe Microsoft might have issues with their publishing tool. Maybe it's bugging out quite a bit and causing issues with both of these games. Again, that's completely speculative, but it does seem like this is more so on Microsoft than it was on Embark. Of course, briefly, we did have that new community event, and as I said before, you will receive that Dyson skin. That is for the dual blades. That does end a week away, which is on July 23rd. Also, speaking of the Xbox update, that was around 5 gigs as comparison to the Steam update was only 300 megabytes. But again, that was in combination with 3.4.0 and 3.5. So a bit of a bigger update there, but nothing too crazy for the Xbox platform. Now, I've also had some commenters not receiving rewards as well as some participation stuff. If you ever have any issues, you can actually make a ticket. This person did here, they checked their old ID records and they could confirm its participation. This was for the Frog petition in particular. So again, if you didn't receive that sticker there, you can get that now if you want to make a ticket. They should get back to you, check their records, and make sure that they have that. Again, you can make a ticket via the website or the Discord. So either platform should get you in touch with them and potentially get your reward that you didn't receive. Now, I meant to cover both of these things in my last video. However, this first one here, people did put on a finals cosplay. Was some cool stuff there. They did bring some weapons to that and even the uniforms, which was the default uniforms that you receive when you're first playing the game. Pretty cool stuff there. We'll have to see if they do any more stuff with that. Maybe some potential cosplay stuff in the future. But I just figured I would cover that since I forgot to with the last video. Also, we do have this running, walking, and crouching speed comparison on all 3 classes. So you can see that heavy, medium, and light are significantly different in their speed comparisons. This was a decent one here. It's definitely really cool to see that there is differences in that, as well as to see the overall speed comparison itself. And the difference between heavy and light definitely feels super massive. However, when you look at the comparison overall, it's actually not that big of a deal, but it is quite cool. It's just because of the animation there that you kind of feel like you're a lot slower than light, but in reality, it's not that much of a difference. We also did have some notable mentions over on the Discord. This one first coming from Dusty, who did clarify on more on the Xbox situation. They wanted to say here the update that takes the longest is Xbox. So for some reason, Xbox does have a way longer certification process than Sony, and obviously Steam doesn't have any. That could be a both give and take situation there, as that could potentially prove the quality of life patches, but a longer pipeline like that could cause some delays, as we saw in this case. We also apparently have at least what of a sneak peek or an update with potential Easter eggs. So for the longest time, we still have been kind of stuck with the Dolphin Easter egg. We haven't had any updates there. There hasn't really been any new discoveries, but Rob did give us a hint here. He was talking on the Discord and someone asked him when we would see the potential of the Dolphin Easter egg. He said here again 3.8. So it does seem more and more likely that we're going to see that update be the Easter egg update. At least when some stuff unlocks, or seemingly so, there might be some sort of mechanism that isn't in place yet. When that does happen, I'll try to keep you guys updated on that. Although Rob did mention this on the Easter egg Dolphin charm thread, where he said here, today you almost triggered it, but I don't think it was on purpose, but that people are close. Again, not sure if there's some sort of mechanism that needs to be in place with 3.8, or at least that's when it will be in the game for sure. It seems like they were close. This is in reply to nothing, so there isn't anything there that we can kind of make notable of that. Again, if there is anything on the Easter egg stuff, I will keep you guys updated. Overall, it should about cover for today's video. If you like and subscribe, until the next. Deuces.